Yes, God calls men and women to ministry, but the call is never the end of the story. It is actually the beginning. And the first part of my book actually addresses what divine calling actually is, how God prepares those he calls, and why so many gifted ministers fail to reach the fullness of the assignment. It includes my own story of having to leave Ghana, building a life abroad, and of the very day God spoke to me clearly and called me to return with no roadmaps, no guarantee at all, no voice that was compelling enough to instruct, but I obeyed. And what God did in the aftermath of my obedience became one of my greatest confirmations of everything I have written in these pages. Indeed, character is very, very important. The second part of my book addresses character, the character of the minister of God. In fact, in this section of my book, I believe that every church needs this book very urgently. And it is not enough to be called. It is not enough to be gifted. It is not enough to carry an anointing that attracts people and produces results. Without character, without inner formation that only God can produce through the sustained disciplines of prayer, obedience, holiness, and humility, even the most impressive ministry will eventually collapse under the weight of an unformed life. So the character section speaks directly to the dangers that destroys the minister, the moral compromises, and also the misuse of spiritual authority, the neglect of emotional life, pride dressed as confidence, and the slow drift from devotion to performance. That very part of my book is very honest, very specific, and it is very necessary that every minister of the gospel reads it. And the last part of my book, which is the commission, speaks to the execution of the assignment, the long, faithful, sometimes, which is the unglamorous part of the work where God has to send you on mission, to feed people with knowledge and understanding, raising the next generation of leaders, making genuine disciples, and finishing the course without abandoning the integrity with which it was begun. The character part is where the calling and the character, or the commission part is where the calling and the character finds full expression. It is where the journey actually arrives at its intended purpose. There is a quote I made in the book. I mentioned that God's ideal minister is God called, number one, divinely anointed, spirit-touched man, separated unto God's work, set apart from the secularities and unquestionable affairs, baptized from above, marked, sealed, and owned by the Spirit, devoted to his master and ministry. This book is for everyone who has the call of God on their life. It is not a celebrity kind of ministry. Ministry is not where platforms are built, not even a brand for yourself. A servant of God must be fully given, fully formed, and fully faithful to the one who called him. If you are in ministry at any stage at all and in any capacity, in any nation, this book was written for you. If you are sensing the call of God upon your life and you are not sure what to do, this book was written for you. If you have been in ministry for years and you find yourself wondering whether you are truly fulfilling what God is called you to do, this book was written for you. The call, the character, the commission, not three separate ideas. It is actually three stages of one journey. God is looking for servants who will walk all the three. Will you walk all the three? God bless you.